today want to walk through my new prayer journal. Now, one thing I want to say is you might remember that I just released a prayer journal. So this is a little bit different than my other prayer journal. So this is the prayer journal that I released, and I kind of want to explain because I don't try to just release stuff to release stuff, right? Like I don't want to just release products to release products. I try to be intentional about it. I try to give you guys everything that I can in, whatever the product is, like the studio. I try to give you guys as much as I possibly can every single month so you guys are getting a good value. So I want to say that because I don't want anyone to think that I am just like creating another prayer journal. So this is a little bit different than, the new one. Okay, so the new one is a little bit different than the previous one. So first of all, the reason I created this one is because this actually mimics my printable prayer journal. And there were a lot of people that were buying that and then they were adding links to it themselves. So they were trying to like hyperlink everything. And if you've ever tried to hyperlink anything in Goodnotes, it is a lot of work and sometimes it doesn't work. And so it can just be a really long process. And so I wanted to try to do it myself so that I can give it to you guys. Also because I have everything very easily, readily, like the prayer and the, all this stuff. I have it very easy. And so I thought it'd be easier for me to do it than have people do it. So I literally just took the digital version and I made this version. And I really do love it. Now, I would say the only issue I have is there's a little bit of a lag with some of this stuff. And the reason why is because when I make stuff printable, I make it in super, super high resolution. And because I want it to look really good when you guys print it. And then the issue is that doesn't work as well with Goodnotes. So it's not a huge deal. Like you noticed, like this is not sped up. This is the lag. There's a little bit of a lag when going to some of these pages. And then you're kind of limited here because I only have 4 different sections. So what I decided to do was create another journal, but create it from scratch. So rather than taking something that I already had made that did have, I guess like the high resolution, I decided to make something completely new. So this is kind of just a look at the other one. So just so you can kind of notice the difference. Now the big difference is this one does have the monthly prayer section. The other one does too, but it's a little bit different. The other one has daily journaling. It has thankful. It has declare truth. The main difference is it does not have a war room section. So it does not have this section that has all these topics because I have the prayer topic journal. So I'm personally using the new journal and the prayer topic journal. So that way I can keep this and have like all my verses for my husband right here, have all my verses for my marriage, my kids, all in one place. And then this is what I'm like daily journaling. And then it does not have the who he is section with like these, okay? So that's the main difference. So let's actually take a look at it. So first, this is the cover, and then you've got these sections here, and then you've got these up here. So, okay, so let's go to the prayer section. So this is the first section. And this has all the different months. It is undated, so you can use it at any time. You can use it for years to come, but I did separate it by months. So you can click on a month. So we'll click on May, and it'll take us to the May prayer page. So once you're here, you all of a sudden get all these additional tabs up here, okay? So we're gonna zoom in a little bit. You can very quickly click daily. That'll then take you to the May daily section, okay? And then you can just kind of go through these pages. Now you can obviously go like this and scroll through, but if you want to easily go to one of the pages, there's these little symbols. So this is the first page. You have the who he is. You can write an attribute of God. Have this blank section, which you can do whatever you want. If you want to, write a scripture, maybe write some encouragement for yourself, do a quote, whatever. And then we have scripture memory. And then the second page looks like this, or we can click this little clock. And the clock is kind of to remind you of upcoming. So big prayers and upcoming. Big prayers can just be really big things that you're praying for. Maybe you're praying for continuously. You could even, if you have some like big kind of long-term prayers almost, you could put those here. And then every month you can kind of just copy and paste those if you want. And then we have upcoming, which means you could just write dates. A lot of times I just write like dates. I look at my calendar, and if there's anything coming up that I want to pray for, I'll do that. The next one is It's this little like envelope thing. So that is for my own heart and goals. So I can write down any goals I have for the month and write down prayers for my own heart. The next one is this little like glass with a rose in it. That one is for marriage and husband. Now, one thing I want to remind you is you can always, if you're not going to use a section, I did try to make this one a little bit, this one expands a lot in compared to, did I already, I already got out of it. Compared to this one, because this monthly section is just, let's see. It just has the who he is, scripture memory, a big prayers upcoming, and that's it. Okay, so this one does expand, but if maybe you're like, I am not married, you could do a couple things. Either you could write future husband, right? So you can just come in here, write future husband, future marriage, future husband, okay? The other idea, you can always do like a screenshot thing. So go like this, hold down, take screenshot, you click that little button, you click copy, and then you click paste, and you could literally just put it right there, and now you have a blank section. And if you don't have a husband, and you can just put that there, and now you have 2 blank sections. So I do find that me personally and other people have mentioned like having the different sections is very helpful, because sometimes when it's just blank, that can be hard, but there might be some sections that maybe you won't use. So that is kind of a little trick you can do. Okay, the next one is this little vine. You have 2 of these, so one here and one here, and that is just the blank section. So you got 3 blank sections. For me personally on this page, I use my 3 kids, so I just write their names, and then that's where I put my prayers for them. The next one is this little house, which is for family and friends. So in my mind, I thought like gathering together, with your family. So I did a little house. So family and friends. And then we got this little church, which takes you to the page about church, world, and salvation. And then you got the 3 things again, the 3 sections. For me personally, I would probably do like work on this page, and then maybe just think of some other topics, or I'll just leave them blank. And then last thing you have is this little phone, which reminds me of answering the phone, so answered prayers. So you've got a place to record answered prayers for that month, and then you can also, if you just swipe, it doesn't have its own tab, but if you just swipe, there's another blank page. So that is a section, and that is how they all are. So if you go to September, same concept, it'll take you and you can just kind of go through all these little pages. So if you click on the daily, it'll take you to the daily for September, okay? And then also if you click here for daily, it looks like this. Now these are just dividers, and you are meant to put your own stuff behind it. So July, August, September, okay? And then when you go back to this page, at the bottom is templates. So this one's different because if you click on any of these and you click on the templates, it's just going to take you to the templates for that section. If you click on the templates up here, it'll take you to the templates for the whole journal, okay? So I just kind of want to explain that. So if you come here, click here, these are just the daily templates, which look like this. So you got the thankful, who he is, pray, be still, and you just have a few different versions. Some of them say different things. And then you have lie, truth, and word. And then you have this today, how can I connect with God today? How can I make room for him today? And how can I serve others well today? And then truth I'm meditating on. He's a God of restoration, so write out some ways you've seen him be faithful lately. Let go, write out some things you can let go of this week. And then you've got this let go chart, same concept. You write out some of your anxieties, and you write like actionable steps, boundaries to put in place, things to let go of, things to give to God. Okay, so that's it for daily. So that is what this looks like when you click that, okay? So I'm going to go to March, and I'll just show you a few pages I've done. So this was a who he is page. And that's okay. Just kidding. That's it. I did put these back there. So what I do is I come here and I choose, you choose whatever you want. So if you're like, I want to do this one today, and then I just copy it and I come back to my daily section, and I'm in March, and I'm just going to go behind this page, and I'm going to paste right behind so that it goes there. And then I'd write the date, and I have all my stuff. Okay. So that's daily. And then we have thankful. So thankful has nothing behind it. Okay. Normally it does because I did stuff, but it has nothing behind it because you're meant to just choose your own stuff. So if you go to templates, these are the thankful templates we have. We have just a blank one. So you can just write, number, write, number 1 and then write 2, 3, and you can date it. That's how I've always done it in my journal. This is a new one and I've really been loving this. Is just for the week to have just a little spot to write like one thing you're thankful for. And then you have this area that says characteristic of God I saw this week. And then you got this one, how I saw God move in my life, in my family, in the world, in the church. And then you got a blank section and you can write whatever you want. And then we've got this one, which is meant to be like a daily one. So it says AM thankful for, so you can write what you're thankful for. Characteristic of God to focus on today. You can write down something, either something you learned or just something you want to focus on. And then same thing, PM thankful for, and then how I saw God move today. So those are the different thankful sections. And you can just write them down, and that's how the thankful section works. Okay, next we have scripture memory. So if you remember, I did release a scripture memory journal. And so this is kind of the same concept, but I took it all and I put it into this other journal. So same concept. If you're using this, you don't have to use both. Again, I'm going to be using this one. So again, the way this one works is you notice you've got some new tabs that popped up here. So this is the first page. When you click on scripture memory, it takes you this page and you've got your currently memorizing. So the big difference between this and the other journal is you do have lots more pages. So within the currently memorizing, you have 3 pages. So page 2, page 3. You can also scroll, but if you want to just click on it. So go back to page 1. And then you can click on this and it'll take you to that study page. So click on this, I put the verse again, and I just wrote it out. And so I'm just going to write it out a few times. There's also this button here, which will take you to, this page, which is extra practice. Now there's nothing on this page. Okay. So this should not be here. It's there because I put it there. So let's go to another page that I didn't do. So like here, if you want to click on this one, it'll take you to that practice page, and then you can click on this, it'll take you to a blank page. So you can use this however you want. You could do extra notes, extra practice, extra study, and then you'll notice, when we go through the stickers, you can add stickers. So that's what I did with this one. I added this verse mapping sticker, and I thought it'd be cool to expand upon that verse by doing like a verse map. So that's the memorize section. Now, when you click, you got this one, you can click here too. So you can either, if you're in here, you can click that button to get to that extra page. You can also click on it right here. I kind of wanted you to be able to click on it in several places. So you can also click on it here and it goes right there. So with this, you have 1, 2, 3. So you have 15 for currently memorizing. I think the last one, there's only like 5, and I thought, I don't know if that's enough. And so I did 15. That way you can do 15. And if you think like 1 a week, that's 15 weeks. And after that, you probably have these memorized that then you could just come in here and you could clear the page and start doing new ones. So that was kind of the concept of this. So that's memorizing. The next verse or the next tab says next. And that just means, what are you memorizing next? So I have some verses here. And then what I would do is, once I'm ready to move them, I would just copy them, and then I would come to the memorizing section and I would just paste it. And so now I have, this is my next verse. I have it here, and now I can start studying it. So that's next. And with next, you just have 1 page. That's right. Okay. So next we just have 1 page, but you have lots of verses. Besides the fact that you have memorizing, so you can always move your next over here, and you have so many different pages. Okay, then we have memorized. So we have all the verses memorized, and I added a lot more to this. So we have 4, 6, 8, 10 here, and you have 5 pages. Okay, so you have lots of places to do your memorized. So you could just fill this whole thing up. And again, you could always copy this and paste it and do even more. So if you do more than 50, you can obviously do that. It just wouldn't be linked down here, but you could definitely, right after the 5, paste it and then have like another page. Okay, so next we have our favorite tab, and these are for favorite verses. And again, I added lots more, so we have 5 pages. One thing I did think of would be kind of cool is if you want to organize your favorite verses, you could just put favorite verses. You have a favorite verse come to mind, you write it in here. But the other idea is you could do it by theme. So you could actually, like at the top of this page, maybe write prayer. We also have stickers that have some themes on it, but write prayer on this page. And then you can come to this page and write walk with God. Okay, walk. And so you could really keep track of all your favorite verses on prayer would be on this page. And then all your favorite verses on your walk with God. And you could do all your favorite verses on parenting or marriage, or just all your favorite verses about God, about who he is, like the attributes of God. So you could also do that, which would be kind of cool. And then the last section, just like the other journal, is truth. So you got your declare truth page, and we have 3 pages of that. So you can just write your little truths. Okay, so that's scripture memory. And then we have who he is. So this who he is page, again, you can go down here and you've got your who he is pages, which include this page, which is where you write your attribute of God, you write some Bible verses and how you've seen that in your life. We've got this page, which is just blank, you know, who he is. And then we have this one that's completely blank. Sorry, this one's dotted. This one's blank. Okay, so that you can, you know, use however you want, but these are also linked here. So this is to kind of write out maybe your favorite 12 attributes of God. So you can click this and it'll take you right to that attribute of God. So you could really write or use stickers. I do have stickers for this, but you could write like, you know, holy. So he is holy, he is good, he is my father, he is faithful, you know, whatever. And then that way, when you want to remember that he is good, you can just click on it and then fill out this page about God being good. So that was the intention with the who he is. Okay, so we're going to go back to up here. Let's click this templates. So this green button, again, template, it's all that same picture of like the little books. Now this is the templates for the whole journal, right? So again, when you're in the sections, you can click on the template. It'll take you just to that section. But if you're looking for a page, you can do this, which you could always, you know, use any of these. Like maybe if you want a thankful page in your daily section, you can absolutely do that. So this will just have the daily section here, your thankful templates, who he is, and then you've just got blank ones, which are completely like just blank dotted, blank, blank. Okay, so that's the templates. The other thing is we have this index. So if you don't want to maybe go to scripture memory and then go to your favorite verses, you can just click the index and quickly go to scripture memory, favorite verses, and it'll take you to the favorite verse page. So that's kind of what this concept is. Same thing with like, if you don't want to click daily and then click April, right? You can just go daily, April, it'll take you right to April. So that's what this index page is. And then the who he is, these will take you to your 12. So if you do fill those out like this, then you can come here and do the same thing where you can fill out, you know, I don't even remember what I had now. I think I had holy, good. You'd have to kind of, you know, fill them out the same way, but you could do that too. Okay. So that is the index. And then let me show you the stickers. So the stickers, we have 3 pages. So the first page is for prayer stickers is what it's called. So this is, again, you can use these wherever you want, but these have a lot of like answered prayers, and these are fun that like, I like to use these like when I do my actual prayer journal, like my physical prayer journal, I always use sticky notes. And I'd put a little sticker that had an A on it, and then I'd write how a prayer was answered. So that was kind of the concept of some of these, like this one, where you could, if you're in your prayer section, you're in June, and maybe you're praying for your kid, right? And you have your prayers for your kid. And, you know, you have prayers for your daughter. And then prayers were for something about school or something. Then you could have this and you could literally write out, you know, school, whatever happened, went good, or whatever the prayer was. But you could basically write how it was answered and do it that way. Because I think one of the things that I love is, yes, I love writing down answered prayers or just putting a sticker, but it's also cool to come back and see how was that prayer answered. So that's what these are for. is right here, or you could just put this little A and that just lets you know that prayer was answered. If it's something simple like, hey, I prayed Gemma's doctor's appointment would go good, obviously I'd probably just write this. I don't need one of these that says Gemma's doctor's appointment went good, right? It's like self-explanatory. But there's sometimes like bigger prayers or prayers that are more complex, and I kind of want to write down how was it actually answered. So that's how I use those. And then we have these, which you can use for those blank sections. We have home, work, children, finances, motherhood, anxiety, homeschool, school, battle is yours, word. And then, yeah, so you could use those in here in any of those, sorry, wrong section. In any of those blank pages. So you could do like work here, homeschool, or whatever. And then we have currently playing. That's more for Thanksgiving. I did that on the thankful page. I wrote down like a song that we were really liking. Okay, so next, also you can just click these buttons or you can scroll through, but scripture memory is next. So for this, we have all these different topics. Now these topics are actually related to the memory cards that I'm releasing in the studio. So if you are part of the studio, that's what these are like kind of relating to. But again, you can use them however you want. So you've got these topics, and then we just have like little things that you could do to like circle certain words, keywords, highlight stuff. You have date memorized, a bunch more dates, banners, life verse, and then you have these like verse mapping pages. And so that is what I used on those blank pages. So you can just grab one of these and go to scripture memory. Let's say for this page, on that extra page, you want to do a verse map. So you can just stick it there, make it bigger. And then you could take that verse, copy and paste it right here. And you have like a whole page where you can do like a verse map. So that's what that was for. Okay, so back to scripture memory. So that's the scripture memory stickers. And then we have the who he is stickers. So we have like just a generic like attribute of God, Bible verses. If you are using those blank pages, remember, love this, favorite verse. And then we just have a bunch of attributes of God. So just he is gracious, trustworthy, promise keeper, merciful, loving, he is for me. Oops. So you have all those that you can use on this page if you want to. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is if you go to this last page of stickers, click on the who he is, and then you just swipe once, that's going to take you to the hex codes and fonts. So the fresh snow is these. I used that font, and then the mango dream is just like this little stuff that I used it for, if you're interested in like being matchy or you just like the fonts. And also just because all the stickers are pretty much created in that font too. And then you've got all the colors that were used for this journal. So that is this journal. Let me know if you have any questions.